Hi, this is Madeline, and thank you for joining my channel where we talk about expanding our potential. I wanted to talk a little bit about the fear that grips you when you are taking actions to realize your dream. The fear is more like a terror. In fact, one of the teachers that I follow, Bob Proctor, who actually transitioned into a higher realm this year, defined it as the terror barrier. And he has a wonderful article online about the terror barrier, how to overcome that barrier, and it is very intense. There's not a lot that someone can tell you about how it feels. I don't think words can really describe that feeling, because what's happening is all of your programming is being unraveled. And while from a spiritual standpoint, from a knowing standpoint, you understand what's happening, the ego part is afraid because it is based on survival. So when you're doing things differently or you're doing things that don't fit into your old paradigm, the ego sees that as a threat to your very life. It's a throwback to the anxiety that we felt in the earlier years, the fight or flight, where our main goal was survival. The time we're living in now is well beyond survival for a lot of people. A lot of people are awakening to their higher potential. We still have that innate desire to protect ourselves. So, while on one hand you are feeling really secure, feeling really pulled by your purpose, there's another side of you that's like, hold on, hold on. And I'm there. I'm there. I'm at that feeling of not feeling like I can really go back, but my ego is always thinking of ways to bail me out of this, even though my spirit feels calm. So, Bob Proctor basically says that when you reach this terror barrier, and not a lot of people really reach the terror barrier, is what he's saying. But when you reach that terror barrier, the only thing that you can really do is push your way through it. Do it while you're scared. Do it while you're terrified. The other thing about that is when you're at that point in your journey, there may not be a lot of people surrounding you who can understand exactly what you're going through. A lot of us just walk away from good jobs. A lot of us just have long careers that we rethink. We just want to live more authentically. That is not a popular decision. A lot of people dream that dream. A lot of people talk about that dream, but actually stepping into it and living the theories that you have formulated, that's on a whole different level. So, a lot of times you have to do it alone. A lot of times you have to do it on your own. So, and for the most part, there are people that you can call and talk to on a superficial level, but you really have to be prepared to have certain remedies, certain, for lack of a better word, rituals in place that you can utilize when you reach that point where you think, I am out of my mind. I've got to stop. I've got to figure something else out. This is not it. There's a real anxiety. There's a real physical anxiety that you feel that makes you want to stop. And there are some overall techniques that many people are aware of. There's prayer, there's meditation, there's exercise, things like that, that you can use to get you through those moments. However, it's really important that you develop a personal toolbox that works specifically for you when those times arise. One of the things that I have started doing is these feelings of just really intense anxiety that comes especially in the heart chakra area, that recently started because I did, decide to leave my job and pursue myself full time. They started to escalate in ways, I won't even say escalate. They took on a whole new life. I've never really felt the anxiety before in my life that I feel now. One of the things, I'll give you two things that I do to help me with those times. One of them is I have a candle. I don't light it. It's a small yellow candle, but I name that candle. And the candle's name is Already Done. It's a visual reminder for me that everything that I desire is already done. I'm just walking through the manifestation process. There's not anything that I need to do except to enjoy the journey. It's tough sometimes, but enjoy the journey, engage in the journey, pull as many lessons out of the journey as I can. So that visual reminder, it's just over there on the nightstand, and I glance over at it, and I know it's already done. The other thing that I have started doing is I put myself in a legit timeout. When that feeling comes over me, and even there's a time or two when I was out and I had my kids with me and I said, we're going home. I feel this anxiety coming on. And what I do is I will lay flat on my back on my bed, and I will close my eyes, and I will allow that anxious feeling, the heart fluttering, and all of that. I allow it to pass without interacting with it. So I don't throw it a party. I don't talk to it. I don't engage in it. I just let it ride. It's similar to when you let a toddler have a temper tantrum and you don't pay attention to them, and eventually they get the point that, oh, this is not going to get me the attention that I want. So then they figure something else out. So there's been a couple of really intense encounters with that terror barrier. But having those tools and walking through it and having your sight completely focused and completely fixated on the thing that you want, that's just the only way to really get through it. You have to go through both of those feelings together. So a lot of times people want to wait until circumstances are perfect to move into the next level, and it just doesn't work that way. What's happening is you're transmuting that energy into something else. So you have to change the energy, and the only way to change it is to challenge it with your new thoughts and ideas. So let's just say a thought pops up, especially when you've, you know, called out from your job and called into your life. A thought comes up about money when you're spending money and you can't really see or don't really know when the next money is coming in. You challenge it right then and there. you're thankful that you have the ability to take care of what you need to take care of in that moment, and you speak that. You speak that. While you're feeling those feelings, you speak that. You affirm that I'm grateful. I'm grateful for where I am, and this moment is all I know. I could hit the lottery this evening, and that bill that I'm worrying about next week, it's not an issue. So, but I don't know the facts. The only thing I know right now is the thing that I need to take care of, I'm able to take care of it. And for that, I'm grateful. That's just a few of the tools that I would suggest when you reach that point where you're terrified and you're not sure if you've done the right thing, but you also feel like there's nothing to go back to. You can't really go back because this vision is pulling you so strongly. Even if you can't name it, even if you can't tie it down exactly to what it is, keep marching in that direction. And I fully believe that the clouds will part and the vision one day will be so crystal clear, and you'll be well on your way to the next version of you. I feel like this has been a great talk. I appreciate you joining. This is actually a tester video, so I'm not sure if it's going to make it to the site, but if it does, I would love to hear your comments down below, and give me a topic or two that you would like to discuss here in the future. You can visit my website at madelineacameron.com and find out more about the products and services that I have available for those of us who are seeking our higher calling and walking in the direction of our divine purpose. Thank you.